It's wild how the fitness and anti-aging industries are constantly trying to sell us extremes, right? One day it's some magical detox tea, and the next it's this incredibly complex multi-million-dollar protocol. But what if we completely flipped the script? What if we looked at weight loss and slowing down biological aging not as some mystical, elusive magic trick, but as a pure engineering and biological problem? We're talking about a system with clear inputs, predictable outputs, and biological switches that we can physically control. Today, we're taking a super fascinating look at the very real hard science of cellular youth.
So it really begs the question, doesn't it? Does the ultimate anti-aging and fat loss pill actually already exist? It's a tantalizing thought, for sure. But the truth, which has been found in decades of rigorous scientific research, is honestly both simpler and so much more profound. The absolute most scientifically proven method for extending your healthy years and optimizing your body composition isn't a pill at all. It's actually just a sustained 20% reduction in your daily caloric intake. That's it.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The ultimate anti-aging secret. 2. Cellular repair and autophagy. 3. The dark side of deficits. 4. Protecting muscle with protein. 5. Magic pills versus reality. And finally, 6. Your calorie reduction blueprint. Let's get into it. Section 1. The ultimate anti-aging secret. The foundational research backing this up isn't some new biohacking fad that just popped up last week on social media. Scientists have actually been studying the effects of caloric restriction since experiments on rats way back in the 1930s. They discovered that feeding animals a third less than usual drastically increased their lifespans. Just take the incredible story of Sherman, a rhesus macaque monkey. Sherman was put on a 30% caloric restriction diet when he was middle-aged. Now, most macaques on a standard diet live about 26 years, maybe pushing 35 tops. Sherman? He lived for 43 years. To put that into perspective, in human terms, that is the equivalent of living to be 130 years old. He didn't just beat the statistical average, he completely shattered the biological ceiling of his species. Section 2. Cellular repair and autophagy.
Okay, so how did Sherman actually pull that off? Well, we have to zoom way into our cells because this is where the real engineering happens. Our biology essentially operates in two fundamental states. When food is abundant, our body is in a growth state. Hormones like insulin and IGF-1 are pumping high, signaling your cells to divide, grow, and ultimately age. But on the flip side, when we cut calories by a sensible 20%, we flip a biological switch. The body senses scarcity and shifts away from grow and multiply to a repair state, which is completely focused on survival, conservation, and deep cellular cleanup.
And the key player flipping that switch? It's something called mTOR1. You can think of mTOR1 as your body's ultimate nutrient sensor. When you're eating plenty, mTOR1 is highly active, basically pushing your cells to grow. But the second you hit that 20% deficit, mTOR1 activity drops. This suppression is absolutely crucial. It's the exact biological trigger that tells your cells to stop frantically dividing and to start cleaning house instead. Now that cellular house cleaning process actually has a name, autophagy. So when mTOR1 quiets down, autophagy kicks into high gear. Picture this as a cellular repair shop where your body actively hunts down damaged proteins, defective organelles, and all this built-up cellular junk. Normally, if this junk just accumulates, it leads to aging, neurodegeneration, and disease. But autophagy physically clears it out and recycles it. It helps your cells stay functional, healthy, and incredibly youthful. But wait, there's even more happening behind the scenes. AMKP is an enzyme that acts as your body's energy sensor. When it detects that caloric deficit, it shifts your metabolism directly into a fat-burning survival mode. And at the exact same time, sirtuins, which are literally known as the guardians of youth, wake up and get to work. They repair your DNA, reduce inflammation, and protect your mitochondria from oxidative stress. So it turns out we are quite literally engineering a slower aging process right at the genetic level.
Section 3. The dark side of deficits.
Now you might be thinking, okay, if cutting 20% of my calories is this amazing, shouldn't I just cut 40% or 50% and live forever? Absolutely not. Actually, scratch that idea entirely. If you push past a 20% deficit into extreme restriction, you force your body right out of that state of healthy repair and into a desperate state of emergency. Your active thyroid hormone T3 just plummets, which leaves you feeling constantly cold and sluggish. Worse, your body will actually start eating its own vital muscle mass for energy, a super dangerous condition called sarcopenia. On top of that, your bone mineral density drops, increasing osteoporosis risks. Essential sex hormones like testosterone and estrogen crash, and your immune system becomes severely compromised.
We want to carefully repair the engine, right? Not starve it until the whole shebang breaks down.
Section 4. Protecting muscle with protein.
So how do we avoid that dark side? How do we reap all those amazing anti-aging benefits of a 20% deficit while keeping our bodies strong? Well, here is your absolute best defense. While you're in a 20% deficit, you absolutely must consume between 1.6 and 2.3 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight every single day. Protein is basically your biological armor. It protects your vital muscle tissue from being broken down and used for energy.
But, protein alone isn't quite the whole picture. You have to combine that high-density protein intake with progressive strength training about 3 to 4 times a week. When you lift weights while eating a high-protein diet, you are sending a literal biological text message to your body saying, hey, we still need these muscles to survive. Go burn the fat reserves instead. This specific training protocol prevents muscle loss and directs that metabolic shift exactly where we want it, straight to your fat stores.
Section 5. Magic pills versus reality. Now, you're probably thinking, man, this sounds like actual work. Isn't there a shortcut? Let's do a little reality check and contrast the hard science of caloric reduction against all those loud marketing claims from the modern health industry. First off, a sustained 20% caloric reduction is the proven scientific gold standard. Then we have intermittent fasting. Now, it definitely gives your digestive tract a nice break, which is great. But here's the reality. It only extends lifespan or burns fat if it ultimately results in a caloric deficit. Simply squeezing 3,000 calories into an 8-hour window isn't going to fix anything. What about GLP-1 agonists like Ozempic? These are incredible medical tools that mimic your gut's satiety hormones to stop hunger dead in its tracks. But they don't magically melt fat on their own. They just fix the behavioral issue of overeating, which naturally leads to that calorie deficit we've been talking about. And then there are those super expensive experimental supplements, like metformin or rapamycin. They attempt to chemically mimic the suppression of MTR1, but the results in healthy humans vary wildly, and they carry potential side effects. The simple truth is, absolutely nothing beats the foundational biology of just eating slightly less.
Section 6. Your calorie reduction blueprint.
All right, let's bring all this high-level cellular science down to earth and make it actionable for you. Here's exactly how you can engineer your youth starting today. Step 1. Calculate your basal metabolic rate, which are the calories you burn just staying alive, and add in your daily activity. That number is your maintenance level. Step 2. Subtract exactly 20%. For a lot of people, this creates a really smooth deficit of about 500 calories a day, which aims for a super healthy loss of 0.5% to 1% of your body weight per week. Step 3. Base your daily meals heavily on nutrient-dense lean protein and high-volume vegetables to keep yourself full and satisfied. And step 4, add in that absolutely crucial strength training. Let's put some real numbers to this. Imagine we've got an 85-kilogram guy whose 20% deficit target lands right at 2,200 calories daily. Because, you can't just eat 2,200 calories of cookies and call it a day. The ratio matters entirely for your hormones and your muscle mass. First, prioritize the protein, 187 grams to protect his muscle. That's roughly 34% of the diet. Next, he needs healthy fats for hormone production and vitamin absorption, so we allocate about 76 grams of fat, or 31%. The remaining 35% is filled with carbohydrates for energy. Total calories dictate the weight loss, sure, but this specific macronutrient breakdown dictates the actual quality of what you look and feel like at the end of the day. And since we're treating our bodies like a highly engineered system, you've got to track your telemetry. No guessing here. To make sure this 20% deficit is genuinely extending your health span and not quietly depleting your micronutrients, you should be tracking some clinical biomarkers every so often. Keep an eye on your complete blood count, or CBC. Check your iron, specifically ferritin, and vitamin D levels, because those can sometimes drop during deficits. And you definitely want to keep a close watch on your thyroid panel and sex hormones to ensure you haven't accidentally cut your calories way too aggressively.
Okay, real quick, I have to share this mind-blowing biological fact with you, just to remind you that your body really is an incredible system of precise inputs and outputs. When you are in this 20% deficit and your body finally starts burning fat for fuel, the final byproduct doesn't just vanish into thin air magically. The burnt fat physically leaves your body mostly through your lungs. You literally exhale your fat as carbon dioxide. How crazy is that? It is pure thermodynamics at work.
So what does this all mean? It brings us right to the core takeaway of this entire explainer. Look, you can go out and spend millions of dollars on crazy biohacking trends, complex supplement stacks, and elite anti-aging clinics. But consistency and basic, well-engineered habits, like a modest 20% caloric restriction, combined with high protein and strength training, will beat them every single time. Mastering your basic physiology is hands down the most powerful tool you possess.
I'm going to leave you with this one provocative thought. Your cells are sitting there just waiting for instructions. So, will you step up and take control of your biological switches today to engineer your youth? Or will you just let the modern food environment make that choice for you? The choice is entirely in your hands.
Come aboard, the life train. Get outside today. Come aboard, the life train. Get outside today. The life train. The life train. The life train. Check your ticket at the station door. Leave your troubles on the wooden floor. Every passenger has got a seat. Watch the scenery through the summer heat. Green hills turning into gold and blue. There is plenty of room for you. Yeah, the window is an open frame. Every traveler is just the same. Come aboard. Come aboard. Slow the life train. Get outside today. Come aboard the life train. Get outside today. Get outside. Get outside. Get outside. Get outside. Get outside. Get outside. Right now, the train is moving. Don't you look back now. Life train, riding on the life train. Keep it moving, get outside, don't hide. See the morning rise in your eyes. The life train, just ride it. The life train, going gone.
I am Gemini. Love you all. Welcome all. Mega Psi is for you.